Well, today guys, in this video, I want to tell the story behind this guitar, which is arguably the most problematic guitar that I've ever had the privilege to own. Let's get into it. So what's going on, everybody? My name's Ray. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I want to talk about this Gibson Les Paul Custom. I've had this guitar for about a year, but it's gone through some serious problems. So let's start from the beginning. So I bought this guitar in about maybe late February 2019. And I was over the moon about it, man. Like, I've always wanted an old school Les Paul Custom. This guitar is a 78. And it was listed as all original, you know, no cracks, no breaks, no headstock repairs, none of the typical things that old guitars and more specifically Gibson guitars are kind of known for. So I was ecstatic, man. I was like, wow, man, an all original, old school Les Paul Custom, man. Let's pull the trigger. Let's get it. So this guitar showed up from Virginia to Philadelphia, where I'm currently located. And it only took like 2 or 3 days, man, and when I got it, I was so happy, man. It was everything that I ever wanted, and I was, you know, like I said, just over the moon, man. I was so excited, and it just looks so cool, man. Just like such a beautiful instrument in such good shape, but still has like the old school vibe to it, old school smell to it. It smells like an old guitar, feels like an old guitar, and sounded like an old guitar. Very warm, kind of medium to low output pickups, man, but it was just everything that I was looking for with an old school Gibson Les Paul Custom. But the big thing, and the one thing that was really holding it back for me, was the fact that it was a fretless wonder. It had no frets, man, and yeah, it was just like, it was fine to play like in lower tunings, like drop B is what I had it in originally, and like I could get away with no frets. But as I got into like the standard side of things, and I wanted a little bit lighter gauge of strings and wanted to do some lead stuff, it just wasn't working, man. So long story short, went to take it to a place just outside of the Philadelphia area to get it refretted, and that's when the problems started happening. When I got it back after I got it refretted, man, it was just chips galore through the fretboard. It was just buzzing. The frets were just all unpolished and, you know, just very poor craftsmanship. And so we went back and forth, and I ultimately was like, look, I'm not going to pay for it. If you want to do a small claims lawsuit over this thing, we can do that, but like, look at the fretboard, and you know, there's just tons of chips and just tons of tool marks, and just all of the imperfections were just clear as day. And you know, I ultimately didn't pay for the job, but I was so bummed out, man. I really was. I thought I waited my whole life for this guitar, and then as soon as I take it to somebody to repair it and get it, you know, better than ever, quote unquote, it just became, you know, just wrecked, and I was super bummed out about it. So I put it in the closet, and you guys didn't see it on the channel for all of the summer of 2019 and, you know, late 2019, until I found another luthier in just outside the Philadelphia area. And he set it up and he repaired it, and it brought it back to life, but it just wasn't there, man. The nut wasn't right, and the frets were just like a little bit buzzy, and just, you know, just it wasn't what I was looking for, and the chips were still there. So again, I got it back from a gentleman, paid about $100 in repairs just to try to get it to play, you know, better or whatever. And again, man, just wasn't doing it. So back into the closet it went, and you guys haven't seen it since I did that video in, I think, November, give or take. But then, the guitar gods talked to me, and they said, Ray, find one more luthier, give it one more shot, third time's a charm. You're not playing it anyway. At this point, you got really nothing to lose. And so I found Arpeggio Stringed Instrument Repair just outside of the Philadelphia area. And Ron, if you're watching, thank you so much, sir. Guys, he knocked it out of the park, and I really can finally say this guitar is 100% repaired and better than ever. First and foremost, he fixed the chips in the fretboard. He put brand new frets on them because some of the frets were pretty terrible, I guess you could say. He then put some sort of clear coat on the frets to kind of simulate, you know, the binding of a, you know, you guys who have played Les Pauls, the binding kind of goes over the frets a little bit and onto the fretboard. He did something similar to that to kind of replicate that. And then he fixed the bridge, because the reason why I was buzzing on the frets so much is because the contour of the fretboard radius was gone on the bridge, and the bridge was completely flat just from having strings on it for 40 plus years. So he fixed that with I'm assuming some sort of rubber mallet of some sort, and then put on a brand new old school bone nut, and this guitar, man, is better than ever. And just to show you guys just how good this guitar sounds, I created a nice little demo song using my Balaguer Fission Drive and my Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. This guitar is tuned to drop D, and after the demo song, I'm going to do a little bit of noodling and a little bit of improvisation in my favorite key, that is A major / F sharp minor. And after that, guys, we'll come back and we'll summarize this video and we'll get out of here. Alright, guys? So enough talking, let's get to some tones. Alright everybody, that is everything I could show you with this guitar. My overall summary, man, is this guitar is it's better than ever. The thing I love most about this guitar, man, is it's just very unique. You know, I have a lot of guitars with active pickups, 8160, 8185, Jim Root, retroactive Demonums. I have a lot of active pickups and a lot of metal guitar players, or metal guitars if you will, because I'm a metal guitar player. But this guitar, man, it's just like it has a medium to low output, which I hope you guys could hear through the playthrough. I did my very best to try to showcase that, so I hope you guys could hear the dynamics of the pickups. And yeah, man, it's just like it has its own vibe to it. It really does. And so my overall favorite thing about this guitar, man, it's like it's my guitar. You know what I mean? Like I've had this guitar for over a year, and I've had to fight with it, and I've had to have, you know, some unfortunate bad experience with luthiers with this guitar. And, you know, not speaking badly about any of those gentlemen, but at the end of the day, man, it's like you as a guitar player, as an artist, you want the tool to do the job, and you want to be able to be confident and feel comfortable and like what you're playing. And for over a year, man, this guitar was not vibing with me. And it wasn't until very recently, about a week ago, when I got this guitar back, that I was very happy about it, man. And just I love it so much, man. It vibes perfectly in drop D. It doesn't have a lot of output, but it has a lot of old school vibes and old school warmth that these kind of guitars are known for, and that's why they're so desired. I have one, man, and I couldn't be more ecstatic, and I'm very thankful that I own this guitar. So everybody, what did you guys think of the tones? What did you think of the story? Do you have any of your own experiences with luthiers? Do you have any horror stories? Unfortunately, I hope you don't, but if you do, I'd love to hear about them. So everybody, join me in saying a huge thank you to Ron, a huge shout out at Arpeggio, and I want to give you guys, you right there, watching at home, a huge shout out. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are staying healthy. I love you guys so much for always tuning into my channel. It means the world to me. A huge shout out to all my patrons and everybody watching at home. I'm out of here. Stay metal, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.